Legendary. They whisper about him in corners. Did he really do that shit? Monster. Sidewalk cracking motherfucking legend right there. I command you to grow.
Wagwan, it's your boy Big Truck. Hey, shout out to my man Coffee Pod. She just said he has some things to say. I have some things to say. Then the spirit of the universe is going to take us home. So, what you need to know about TikTok, grab your shoulder pads and your helmet, and let's get this work. Let's go.
Message.
This is not a video I ever thought I'd be making, but I think it's the right time to just put it all out there. You see,
we need to talk about TikTok. Yes, we do. A lot's happening with TikTok. Let's keep watching.
I've been creating content on TikTok for the last 5 years. I've posted thousands of videos, generated tens of billions of views. I've got 18 million followers on the platform. Hell, last month I was at ByteDance's headquarters, all the way over in China. But in that time, I have noticed some truly strange things that I've never witnessed on any other platform.
TikTok actually decides what news reaches viewers and which news doesn't. What TikTok is doing is against EU law.
And I'll be honest, for the longest time, I didn't want to share any of this publicly because it is literal self-sabotage. You see, according to TikTok's own terms and conditions, which you can read, it's in plain English, you may not make any derogatory public comment or statement concerning TikTok, or else you can be removed from their creator rewards program. And
this explains why my TikTok channel has been going through it. Listen, I don't believe in complaining about content performing poorly due to external forces, but I've been uploading. I just started back uploading content on TikTok recently, the last week or so.
I can agree. That's the reason why one of my channels has gotten, deleted, because of some things that I posted, conversation and reviews. That's the term that I use for reaction videos. But I've also noticed this too. When you speak truth, and most have a problem or have an issue with what you're saying or talking about, that can raise a red flag.
And I've already gotten some guideline warning. It's crazy. So a lot of people are talking about what's going on with TikTok. It's recently been sold. It's now US owned, for those of you who don't know. So I particularly find this video very interesting. And so you're not allowed to talk shit about TikTok. Okay, this also might be why he's releasing this video on YouTube instead of TikTok. I noticed.
Never make money on the platform again. So we better make this one count. In my hand is a 3-page response directly from TikTok containing information, some of which has never been made publicly available. And for the TikTok employees I know that are watching this right now, I promise this is for the greater good of the platform. Now, in my other hand, we have accounts from whistleblowers who are sharing their concerns and insights about TikTok, its moderation, and again, some of this information has never been made publicly available. And lastly, we have also spoken to some of the platform's largest creators, hearing their experiences for the first time. And spoiler on that one, I think some of your favorite TikTokers might be making a lot less money than you think. Now, with that being said, I want to stress the purpose of this video and what we're about to get into is not to bash TikTok. I happen to like the platform and I want to see it thrive. But
sure.
Same here. I was recently introduced to Upscrolled. If I'm pronouncing it right, I was introduced to that app. It's something like TikTok, but it lets you, there's no filter, if that makes sense. You can post, you can do upload, you can do everything. It has all the functions that TikTok has, but the only difference is you don't have to worry about those guidelines.
Problems need to be highlighted that are forcing some of the platform's largest and up-and-coming creators off of the platform for good. And I don't want that to happen. So I think we should stop the yapping and let's get cracking.
Let's get it.
Hey, bud. Just heading there now. I have sank years into that, like literal years of making content every single day, posting a bunch of times. I wake up one morning and they put up a notification, they see your account is permanently banned. Being a content creator in general is risky enough, let alone being on a platform that is sporadically banning people they don't even explain why.
Right.
You're gone.
First of all, I'm so glad you're doing this video.
Before I begin to play more of it, when I had my TikTok page, I highlighted some things regarding the truths about sacrificing, okay? And also how far are individuals willing to go to obtain higher riches? Certain rituals. And it was no lie, but simply because I highlighted that, but let footages tell the story.
I, for a long time, didn't know how my experience compared to other people's experiences on TikTok.
Do not stay on one platform. My God, I stuck on TikTok for years. That's all I cared about. When I got banned, I was gutted, definitely stuck. Sat there with, you went from loads of money or whatever money you were making, right, it was zero overnight.
So I guess all these creators got banned is what it sounds like. I don't recognize them, but I do know a lot of people who I've seen get banned off the TikTok platform. Of course, I know Dylan Page. He's not banned yet. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not even going to joke around about that. I don't like to see any creators get banned.
Let's start with how I got here, because last week, I don't think I ever expected to be posting this video. It pains me to say this, but guys, I am leaving TikTok for a few days. The censorship on this platform is getting out of hand. Yeah, that video was right after one of the biggest news stories of the decade broke. And when I went to go and cover it, I experienced an abnormal amount of videos getting taken down. We're talking 5 videos in 2 days, either entirely taken off the platform or their newer moderation technique ineligible for recommendation. And these graphs are what that looks like for the video. So it's essentially the same as removing a video entirely because no one sees it anymore. Now, let me be very clear. This was not the content's problem. Every single platform that I posted this video on had 0 issues with it. And when they did take these videos down, they didn't give a reason apart from community guidelines. And look, as I mentioned, I have posted thousands of videos on this app. And if this was just this one-time thing, I would write it off. I'll say, whatever, let's not make a big deal of it, move on with my life. But it was not a one-time thing. This is off of the back of TikTok attempting to permanently ban my account for reasons I only found out today, almost a year later, and we'll talk about that. They have dropped my RPM down to the lowest amount possible on this app. This graph is it just in this year of it dropping to abysmal 0.01. And sometimes when TikTok removes a video of mine, they will block me from the appeals process by glitching the page.
Okay, so same thing happened to me. Not the almost getting banned. To be honest with you, I know so little right now about what it takes to get banned, like the whole back end and rules and guidelines of how to avoid getting banned on TikTok, because I gave up, right? For me, it's just a matter of time, I believe, before I'm banned on TikTok, because it's just insane over there. People can lose their platforms at the drop of a hat. But
it can be the blink of an eye. Like when I lost my platform on TikTok and I had to start another one. I mean, the viewership that I received and the amount of attention that I was gaining on TikTok, you see? And for those videos to be taken down and community guidelines and just gone, it was like, okay, I knew right then and there. Okay, it's just a matter of time.
And for those of you who are saying, man, of course, it's Andrew Tate. Listen, I review videos on YouTube of feminists calling for a male genocide, saying we're going to be deleting male babies, and they are encouraging other women to do the same thing. I think that's terrible, but allowed on TikTok, which makes me wonder what's really going on. Is this AI that's doing this?
My concerns only grew when a Dutch news organization reached out to me saying that they were experiencing similar issues too. The thing that really caught my eye is that you said it's potentially illegal under EU law that they are doing this. And so that was really like, whoa, okay. I didn't know we were going that far. So, I mean, here's how crazy it's got over the years. There are times when my video on my page would look like it's fine. It's got 1 million views or so. But if you go on someone else's account, that video for them does not exist. We are talking about videos mysteriously disappearing without any notification from TikTok that its visibility has been limited. Now, there are certain laws against that, which we will get into further in the video, but it's particularly gaslighting for the creator because you're then told, oh, it's just a bad video.
TikTok removed some of our videos without notifying us or giving us the opportunity to object. Recently, TikTok took down a video about the Dutch government's campaign Be Prepared, which helps citizens prepare for possible emergency situations. And what TikTok said really worried me because they told us that we were spreading misinformation. And we really...
But how do they know what is misinformation if you have facts? How is it misinformation when it's something that you can prove, that has been proven? Goes back to my first account that I had. Information, there was proof. It was just a reaction video. But it was proof of an event that took place that I reacted to. And I gave my input. The input that I gave goes inside with that event that took place.
Didn't understand why, because we're a news organization. We're checking
this
everything.
information was from the government as well.
From the government, yeah. When TikTok deletes videos at random or shadow bans them, TikTok actually decides what news reaches viewers and which news doesn't. I think this is really troubling because TikTok isn't a journalist. It isn't actually fit to decide what's newsworthy or not.
But it was after this Venezuela reporting where things took a really wild turn to take us to where we are today. At this point, almost every video that I was putting on the platform was making me a loss. It was becoming harder to justify spending hours and days on research and editing just for a video to get taken down. So yeah, I did kind of reach a breaking point. I made a video and I said, I'm going to be stepping back for a few days to focus on other platforms like YouTube. And honestly, I had no idea where this video was going to go. It blew up in ways I couldn't even imagine. 26,000 comments, 150,000 shares, 2.9 million likes.
This is bad. I mean, more people are going to probably make videos claiming that they're leaving TikTok, considering that the TikTok app has just now been purchased by US companies. There are multiple people that own it. I'm wondering, will things get better? I hope they will, right?
I also hope things will get better, but you know what? I see things getting worse because now they're gonna put a cap on what you can and cannot say, do and cannot do, post and cannot post, comment and cannot comment, react to and cannot react to. And it's sad.
I hope they will, but we'll have to see. I think what would be disingenuous right now for people to do is act like there was a time when TikTok was better. It was better at some point for a particular type of creator. But if you're somebody who wanted to share honest opinions, right, that went contrary to maybe the overall majority users on TikTok, then you would have still faced some of the same issues. This is why platforms like YouTube thrive. Not only do they do this better than anyone else, but you can actually make a profitable career as a creator.
Not only YouTube, but you got Rumble, you got Twitch, you got Party, you got other platforms. And I got nothing but love and respect for YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook. I got nothing but love and respect for them.
No idea that many people would relate to a post like this. I started getting hundreds of messages from other creators telling me their experiences. Accounts with millions of followers were commenting things on this post like, yep, I'm so sorry, this app is completely different now. I understand I lost my 5.8 million TikTok account due to a helicopter video. I left that platform after hitting 9.8 million and experienced the same thing. These are full-time creators with millions of followers. This is their job and they're choosing or getting pushed off the platform. And for the longest time, I kind of thought that I was experiencing this because I was covering news, political content, etc. But after I posted that video and got this feedback, I started to think if everyone is experiencing something similar, then there has to be a bigger story here. And that is when I reached out to TikTok to see what they would say about some of these issues. And whew, it's crazy. Let's get into that. Okay, let's go through the parts of their response that really stood out to me. Firstly, I asked them why my account was permanently banned earlier last year, and they said that I temporarily connected to a Wi-Fi network which was previously used by an account with a lot of violations. Now, that for me was more shocking than if my content was against their guidelines. Because remember, I got banned without the ability to appeal. So imagine if I didn't have the reach that I have to get in contact with someone at TikTok and sort this out. I may have never got my account back for something as simple as connecting to a Wi-Fi network at the Airbnb that you're staying at. Just imagine TikTok being your full-time job and your account gets removed overnight for something as simple as connecting to Wi-Fi.
And that's something that could have easily been taken care of. That could have easily been dealt with. Let's continue.
Oh, they must be using AI. They must be using AI, and it must be strict because this is something that can happen to anybody.
I'm thinking that too, using AI. And with AI or how they have it set up, certain keywords will send a signal to AI. You see what I'm saying?
Can't even protect against. What happened?
I went on the app like normal, and a little like information bar popped up and basically just said that I need to edit my profile because I'm posing as another person or an organization in a confusing way. But anyway, I obviously I couldn't edit my profile. I tried to appeal it, and then one day I just went on the app, and they say your account has been permanently banned. It just would not let me access my account. Just disappeared.
Just because you looked and sounded like me.
I assume so, but they never really gave an explanation for that. Bam! Wiped
Wow.
out in a day. Just permanently deleted. What? And then there's nothing you can do. You can't. I tried appealing. They're like, appeal denied.
You know, videos like this might actually end TikTok if they don't address these particular issues. Seriously, the amount of work it takes to, and I know people want to say content creation isn't a real job. Okay, go be a content creator then. Because I look at it like people understand that, yes, I and many people do feel privileged to be content creators. However, it is a lot of work, right? It's a lot of mind work, and you have to be highly consistent.
And it's not easy. You know, editing, having good talking points, rearranging, adding things, taking away things. It's not easy, you know, but when an individual has found their niche and they are consistent with that niche, you know, man, come on now, put some respect on it.
It's not something that just anybody can do, because if anybody could do it, then they would do it, because why wouldn't you want to be a successful content creator? With that being said, my main point here is this will ruin anybody who is smart about making sure that they build an audience on a reliable platform. If they do not address these issues, it will ruin TikTok. Maybe that's where TikTok is headed. Some people look at TikTok and think, thank goodness, but we will see.
What did you do?
So that was pretty shocking. Secondly, I asked why 5 of my reports on the Venezuela situation were removed, and they said that one of my posts, this one is crazy, one of my posts was shared by another user, and that user was wrongfully moderated by TikTok. As a result, the original video, which was my video, got penalized with the same result. So at this point, I'm thinking, now I've got to worry about the millions of people who share my videos daily, and that could end up causing my videos to get taken down. I mean, it's starting to feel like you can breathe wrong on this platform and your content can get removed.
Yeah, so
That is how it feels.
got banned recently. I was doing it for about 6-7 years full time. Long story short, they banned me over a video of myself flying over New York City with my legs off the helicopter.
Did they give you a reason when that video got taken down?
Dangerous activities. You've got your seatbelt on, you've got a harness on. You know, there's many others videos like it, and I tried to explain that to them, but they told me no matter how many times I email them, the outcome will not change.
Now, in their defense, they also disclosed to me that a staggering 100 million videos get uploaded to TikTok daily. And I'll be honest, that is some serious scale that they have to moderate. And they said in just 3 months last year, 186 million videos were removed. That's an average of 2 million videos per day. But here's where things get scary, because yesterday I also spoke with an anonymous source, and they asked not to be named for legal reasons, and they told me this.
TikTok has their moderation teams. They've sacked them all. I know some of them personally. So what happened is that they've used our moderation team to train their AI tools. They've sacked them to save money. And now moderation mistakes are happening left, right, center.
Wow. Yeah, that makes sense. And you know, there has to be a bit of practicality and grace applied here. And I just mean this, right? We're in an age right now where people have to use AI because so much of what's happening is happening at such a large scale, like people publishing videos at such a large scale that not every single platform is going to know how to properly moderate those amount of videos.
But when you use AI and you set it up to where if an individual uploads a video and there's certain catchphrases, there's certain keywords to look for. You see, that's gonna send a message to AI. That's gonna let AI know, okay, this is a video that is very suspicious. A person can say the right thing and it sends a red flag to AI, then their platform gets canceled, their page gets canceled.
Now, with that being said, this is still a huge issue. Allegedly, TikTok got rid of its moderation team and it's using AI to moderate videos. Thus, the mistakes we see happening, of which the worst are creators losing their platforms completely. A terrible thing when you've given your time to building an audience and platform. I think the best thing that the US companies can do is reinstate a few of those people who got banned, for sure.
The result is that this platform is now being moderated incorrectly. People hate AI. This is a good example of AI replacing humans.
Now, it's not just my source telling me this. Sky News, they spoke to 3 whistleblowers from the UK's moderation team, and they said that more than 400 online safety workers have agreed to leave the company, with allegedly only 5 individuals left. Obviously, that places a huge burden on the AI moderation. And TikTok have told me that leave the company, with allegedly only 5 individuals left. Obviously, that places a huge burden on the AI moderation. And TikTok have told me that 85% of content removed off of the platform is done so by automation. The Sky News is saying that 400.
Yeah, I've been working 4.5 years.
4.5 years? Well, what did they say was the reason?
We will move to another country because it will be much cheaper.
Do you think they hired 400 more humans or no?
Not at all. No.
And it's not just the UK's moderation team. Reuters report that human layoffs and the move towards AI moderation is happening globally. Quote, the layoffs began the same day as for the teams in Asia, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And that is where it seems we get to the root of the issue, because AI simply doesn't understand context in the same way that humans do.
Because it's computer generated. They're only set up in a way to catch phrases, keywords. It's not set up to understand as human understands. But this is the downfall. This is the beginning to the downfall. When you talk about having AI run companies, businesses, doing things, what happens when AI has a malfunction?
AI is accurate and capable enough to do what you were doing?
AI will never will be like a human. Never. For the creator, it will be like horrible. No, because they over-tag you, over-value the commands knowing the platform.
It does not promote fearlessness, and it does not let you post anything that is you doing something that it doesn't like. You sat down on the edge of a cliff and you had some lunch and it was super safe. There's no wind or anything. It's like that's promoting dangerous activities and you're a threat to society. And it's like,
That sounds like a machine looking at a situation like that, or not understanding the context to the situation and removing it.
I consistently get comments. Almost every video, as a matter of fact, these days are filled with comments just saying, I've been following you for years and I haven't seen you in forever. Why don't I see you anymore? And it's frustrating because I don't know what's different from the content that used to go viral.
I mean, I see the same thing from subscribers here on YouTube. People would tell me all the time that, hey, I haven't seen your videos in a while. It's good to see you again. And I just think to myself, the only best way to combat whatever may be happening in the back end that I can't control is to do what I can to consistently improve. Is there a time where this will become a lot better for these platforms and AI will maybe improve? I think that's possible, but it might take some time. In the meantime, I think the issue that video-based platforms, especially TikTok, will have are the mistakes that are just going to be a fixed cost. And
I also believe that other platforms are going to skyrocket. And they're taking note of this, and they're going to offer more benefits to content creators. Okay? They're going to open up a floodgate and open up a door for those content creators to join their platform to where, excuse me, they do not have to go through this.
everybody who I work with, and my team works with AI every single day. AI makes mistakes. It just does. And you eventually start to pick up on moments where it's making a mistake, particularly due to the fact that it doesn't understand the subtle human nuances that were mentioned earlier.
It's still going viral on Instagram, on Facebook, on other platforms. And now TikTok's become like one of my least favorite platforms because of that. So
you see, to me, TikTok feels like a platform that has grown so quickly that its infrastructure couldn't even keep up. And as a result, it feels like they are over-relying on AI and technology to moderate. And I have a pretty hilarious example of that. So when I stood back from TikTok, I decided to post this video to the platform. And it was basically just a little jab at TikTok saying, hey, this is the kind of content you want me posting, right? Instead of important news, dancing away with KSI and News Baby. And it's just some AI slop. But the thing is, that got taken down for weapons. So I appealed it because obviously there's no weapons in there, and they denied it and gave my account a strike for that. If you get more than 3 strikes, your entire account can be banned. So that was clearly not a human looking at that. And as a result, it put my entire account in jeopardy. And here's the thing, I'm tempted to give TikTok grace for things like that.
Again, and my question would be to content creators, is this the place where you want to continue to share your content? Or have you found another platform to share your content? Because when I share my content, and those know, I can go to the parts unknown at times, but I still bring the truth home. I don't have no problems with YouTube. I don't have no problems with Facebook. I don't have no problems with Instagram. I don't have no problems with Rumble. I don't have no problems with Twitch. I don't have no problems with Party. For the most part, I don't have no problems with TikTok. But certain topics that I do highlight and react to, it just makes you go,
They've got 100 million videos being uploaded per day. But on the other hand, I want to take that grace back, because every single person that I've ever spoken to say the only platform that they face these kinds of moderation issues is, you guessed it, TikTok. Have you ever had any videos that have been taken down from TikTok and also taken down on similar platforms? Is TikTok the only one?
TikTok is the only one, yeah.
So that video that ultimately got you banned, did that post get taken down on any other platform?
No. That's the thing, mate. Nowhere else.
So TikTok sucks. I mean, we're not allowed to say that, by the way, because they will come after you, obviously. So, but that's what we're seeing.
Leads us to the assumption that TikTok is doing something differently, and that thing that they are doing differently is not working. But it might be worse than just not working. It might be actually breaking some laws.
It's called the European Media Freedom Act. So according to this act, a platform should inform a news organization that they want to delete a video and why. And then there should be an option to appeal this decision. And TikTok isn't doing that. It completely operates on its own. This is also interesting. So this same law also addresses shadow banning. Basically, a platform, the EU, isn't allowed to shadow ban a video without prior notice and consultation. TikTok is actually breaking that law.
And when I spoke to one of the former moderators TikTok made redundant, they said the company has the ability to reduce visualization of a post if that video violates a non-serious policy, but they don't notify a user in this case. And the user doesn't get notified of that.
Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, absolutely fine. I posted TikTok. Now, the company I work with, it was a promo. I was promoting the helicopter ride in exchange for the ride. And they said to me, it's never been this bad. Like, we've never had this issue before. So TikTok is changing dramatically. And it's getting to the point where no one wants to be on the app anymore.
But honestly, we don't know what exactly that is. It's a mystery. And that's like one of the main points that I want to make. TikTok is a company that is just shrouded in mystery. When I was over at ByteDance's headquarters, this is what they said. So how many people work at TikTok in here?
Generally, we don't know the exact number.
Don't know the exact number.
Because
That's a concern. That's a real concern. You don't know how many people you work with. It would probably be safe to say some of them individuals you don't even get to see.
of the company, it's like a mystery.
I was told by one of the coders at ByteDance, of course off the record, that not even he fully understands what is going on with their algorithm. And I don't know.
Maybe AI just took over the whole thing.
Oh, maybe that makes the whole situation a lot worse. We don't know a lot.
Maybe the AI is the owner. We don't know. But something is going on. I'm glad we're able to highlight this and share this so that many other content creators out there that have been experiencing the same thing can share their stories. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share to my channel. Let me know what you think. Also, let me know and share your experiences with TikTok.
What have you found so far that's been surprising, alarming?
The first thing really surprised me that this TikTok insider told us about the algorithm, that it's a complete black box. No one can really put their finger on how it works.
That brings us to the money. So, excuse the crazy scene change, but...
Oh, is he about to reveal how much he makes?
we are shooting another video in Canada, and this is an entire frozen lake. And we still need to finish this TikTok video up. I think we were talking about monetization. And ironically speaking about that, the only reason we are able to, shoot out here is because of YouTube. Before we started YouTube, it doesn't make any sense to come all the way out here and shoot videos like this for short form, because, you could post your video and it could be taken down. Like, seriously, imagine coming all the way out to Canada to shoot this crazy video, right, and it gets taken down by the moderation team. Or, you don't get paid anything, 1 cent per 1,000 views. It doesn't make any sense. And I think a lot of people were surprised when they found out that I was making 1 cent RPM, which is the lowest amount possible. But the thing is, it wasn't always like this. As you can see from this graph, like, it has been a steady decline. Even from this year, it was doing pretty well. And now it's just been this slow, steady decline to abysmal levels. And the craziest part is that I've heard a lot of creators speaking about this, that recently there has just been this drop in the amount that TikTok is paying. And to be honest, when I asked TikTok if there is any truth to this, one, they didn't really specify. They didn't answer that question. They just gave me this long, roundabout way of saying, this is how creators get paid, and this is how much a video is worth to advertisers, which is all publicly available. What they did deny, though, is that there was a 30 video limit on how much you can get paid. But the thing is like, we don't really know, one, how much TikTok is earning, and two, how much they are actually sharing of what they earn with their creators. And
this is so true. And this is different from YouTube, right? Where there's more transparency. And maybe this is something that might change.
But also, too, you can make more money on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Party, Facebook, Instagram than TikTok. I have nothing against TikTok. But this is the type of conversation that many need to have.
Don't fix any of this stuff. TikTok is it's on its way out.
Look, I'm not going to stand here and say that, TikTok should be paying its creators more. I actually do think that it's a genuinely tough problem to sort out and fix on short form. And that is the problem. It's short form. That is the problem. But what I can tell you is that I got paid more with 3 million views on long form on YouTube than I did 300 million views on TikTok. That was a wake-up call for me. And I was like, this is not sustainable.
Right.
And actually, YouTuber Mark Jones made a really good point on this topic.
I was just at the TikTok Awards. I met a super talented TikToker.
And by the way, when I say that makes sense, I don't mean that the numbers make sense. I'm saying I know and have seen that.
600K followers, getting tens of millions of views, and she was still working a full-time job while living with her parents. Now, I'm not sharing this to shame her. I'm sharing this to illustrate a problem. 80 to 90% of the short-form creators I meet are starving artists.
I think that's what really worries me about the social media space right now. I think TikTok came along and unintentionally broke the creator economics. They became so successful that every other platform, including YouTube, Instagram, and they copied the hell out of TikTok. And because of that, you've got this whole new generation of creators that are exclusively short form that are getting millions and millions of views. Everyone knows their names, but they are hardly making any money, or at least not as much as you would expect them to be.
They all talk about how jealous they are of long-form creators. Short-form content is just so much less sustainable. The ad revenue sucks, the conversion rate's terrible, sponsors won't pay as much for it, and in the past, we've seen extreme versions of what can happen when content creation becomes less sustainable. Platforms like Vine didn't die because viewers stopped watching. They died because creators got sick of getting millions of views while still struggling to make ends meet.
And that's the thing. That is exactly why I had to start prioritizing YouTube. It's harder, but the payoff once you actually make it is a lot greater.
A lot greater.
Can start putting more weight into your videos. And that's the thing. YouTube's profit split with their creators is the sole reason why creators like Speed, Mr. Beast, the Sidemen exist. The short form equivalent simply doesn't. They're able to make their money, reinvest that money back into their content, and now they're honestly competing with the likes of Hollywood production studios. And that's why when a creator gets really big on TikTok, they end up just wanting to leave to YouTube because it only makes sense. So there is this talent vacuum on TikTok, which honestly, it's sad to see. And I really want there to be a thriving place where you can make money and continue on short form on TikTok. But yeah, it's a tricky problem, as I said.
It's your boy Big Truck. I'm gone one.